Hi Nuno, good
Hello.
to see you.
Nice to see you.
Well, we'll get to all things the game coming up, but obviously the biggest story in the Premier League today is Erling Haaland's new 9.5-year contract. I just wanted to know your reaction when you found out about that news.
Good for City, good for Haaland. Long-term contract, says that a lot of faith, quality player. Good.
I suppose the bigger picture, I suppose, is it's a long contract. We're seeing those at other clubs who've also brought in longer contracts. Is that where you see sort of top end of the game going, sort of players committing longer term, and will that have any other sort of impact on squad building going forward, do you think?
Don't know if this is a tendency to the future. I don't know. PSR could be impact on that. Not sure.
Let's get to this weekend. Obviously, that we all know how well your team's playing at the moment. Just wondering how the players are feeling after the weekend's game against Liverpool, because obviously it was a fantastic match, but are the players still a little bit sort of disappointed after not beating Liverpool, despite the fact they've had such a good season and such a good game?
They were tired. They are recovering now. It was a very intense game, but they are okay. We play good. We compete very well. Now is the moment to recover. Many of them, in terms of distance and intensity, was higher than ever. So that says that we have to be careful and prepare the next one.
Obviously, you come into this game against Southampton. They were impressive in spells last night at Old Trafford. Just wondering what you've made of them under their new head coach.
I think they compete very well yesterday. We look at the game, we analyzed. They compete well. That shows and goes credit for them in the position that they are, being able to compete. We've been analyzing since Jurek joined, since Torino. We have information also because we had Ola that had a chance to work with him. He's passing some info. We can see intensity. So we expect a very tough game on Sunday.
It's going to be another interesting clash of styles, isn't it? Because obviously they seem quite comfortable with the ball, even though they are so low down the table, and yet at the same time we all know how devastating your team is on the break and when out of possession as well.
We don't know what's the game gonna come out. We don't know how things gonna come out. So what we have to do is to prepare, analyze well. Southampton, good players, and this is what our focus on. Cheers.
I don't know. You mentioned the fatigue, perhaps, that's may set in after the game the other night. What kind of selection dilemma does that give you with the game coming up?
The same dilemma as I have always, every game, trying to figure out the best decisions and solutions for the game. We have almost every player available, healthy squad, so the same. But I think in terms of time, we have time to recover well.
Are there any news? Is there any news on injuries?
No, assessing from the previous game. Danilo going back, Ibrahim closer. Healthy squad, thank God.
As a former goalkeeper, how would you assess the performance the other night of Matt Sells? He kept you in the game and earned you that point.
Definitely, huge performance. I think Matt is in a very good moment. He's confident and he's been able to game after game kept us on the game with his saves. So we are delighted. Hope he continues. Thank you.
Hi Nuno. How different a test is Southampton from Liverpool for the players, both mentally and physically? How different a test is it?
Totally different team, totally different test for us, but all equally challenging and difficult. We can see from yesterday that we're going to face a tough opponent. Nothing changes in our approach.
What changes between the two? How is it different? Just talk us through it when you're analysing.
The players that they have, both teams are totally different. Yeah, the major difference are the players that create impact on the pitch.
And does it make a difference to the players mentally preparing for a team at the bottom to preparing for a team at the top? Does anything change in the way you talk to them? Does anything change in the dressing room, the way they talk to each other?
Absolutely nothing. Exactly the same approach. Exactly the same. Nothing changes, with the difference of the details that you have to pass, because are different players, different teams, different shapes. But on our approach, absolutely nothing changes.